Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Dear Zander Mander. You ask the questions and I answer them. Got a whole nother slew of questions again this week, plus a special guest question at the end of the show, so stay tuned. Now let's get to your questions. A lot of fun ones this week too. Our first question this week is from Tina. And Tina writes, Dear Zander Mander, I think you'd be a perfect guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. Would you accept it if you were asked? Of course, but I have to tell you a little secret. You know what I really want to do? Now you know I don't do drag, but I would love to go on that show as a contestant and then get kicked off in the first or second week after causing all kinds of hell, and then come back weeks later as the guest judge for like a goth or a club kid night and freak them all out. That would be fun. Our next question comes from Jonah. And Jonah writes, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, I'll tell you. A woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. There you have it. Now, he wrote another serious question, though. If you could be any animal, what would you be, and what would be the first thing you'd do, and why? Well, if I could be any animal, you know, I love horses. They're so strong and majestic. But I'd also like to be a bird because birds could fly. So I guess my real answer would be a Pegasus. Because then I'd get to be the horse with all the strength and the majesty, and I'd get to fly as well. Now, what would be the first thing that I would do? I'd look underneath to make sure that I was hung like one, too. Thank you.
Dear Zander Mander, this is David and
Amanda,
and this is a dual question. Go for it.
if you saw somebody drop $100 and they didn't realize it, would you, A,
Give it back to them, or B,
keep that shit?
or C, donate it? Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Well, darlings, first let me say thank you for the dynamic duo question there. You two look so cute. Hi, Amanda. But my answer would be, if the person was there and I saw the person drop it, I would give it back to them. You never know. That $100 could be their last $100. They could be on their way to the grocery store to buy food for their children. They could be on their way to pay their rent. That could be their entire life savings. Imagine if that were you and you lost your last $100. You'd freak. So I'd give it back. If I didn't see the person drop it and I didn't know who it would belong to, I would donate it. I would donate it to my favorite charity. Me. But seriously, if I had the option, I would give it back. It's the honest thing to do. Here's a fun question. Question is, what is my favorite Disney movie? That is too hard to answer because I love so many of them, and each one has a different meaning to me. I mean, there's Bambi, and there's Sleeping Beauty, and Snow White, and there's just so many of them offer so many different things. The Black Cauldron. This list just goes on for all these years and years that Disney's been putting out movies. I love what they do. To me, they are moving paintings, and I just, as an artist, I look at them, and I don't know how they do it, but it's just gorgeous. And everyone has its own meaning, not just in the movie itself, but its own meaning to me. So I have many, many favorites. You also asked, what's my favorite Disney villain? Well, again, there are way too many of them to love. All of them are just deliciously evil, and I just love it. Got to put Maleficent up there from Sleeping Beauty, pretty much at the top, though. Main reason is that was the first Disney film I saw on the live screen, the big movie screen. And I was a kid, and it scared the piss out of me. That bitch made an impression that I never forgot. Now, about these Disney villains, have any of you ever noticed a similarity between all of them, or a certain thread through all of them? Namely, the colors. The great Disney villains are always done in blacks and purples. Check it out. Pretty cool, huh? Now that was a little bit of trivia. You want some more trivia? New segment, trivia time! First piece of trivia. How many of you know the gorgeous actress Hedy Lamarr? Now the one thing about Hedy Lamarr, the legendary screen actress, that you may not know is that she created a frequency guidance system for torpedoes to be used in World War II. Now what she had created at that time is what we use to have cell phones today. If it weren't for that chip that she created, or that frequency, we would not have cell phones right now. So give it up for the beautiful Hedy Lamarr and applaud, because all of you out there, you owe her. Our second little bit of trivia, do you recognize this man? His name is Dr. William Moulton Marston. Now some of you out there may know him. He's the man who created Wonder Woman. But he's also the man who invented the lie detector machine, the polygraph machine. Pretty funny, huh? Now, are you putting the connection together between his creation of the polygraph machine and Wonder Woman? It's that lasso. The polygraph machine doesn't force you to tell you the truth, but it tells if you're lying, where on the other hand, the lasso forces you to tell the truth. There's your connection. There's your little pieces of trivia this week. Maybe we'll do some more if you'd like to see it. Well, my darling Rosemary, always good to hear from you, dear. To answer your question, in my experience, the queens that have gone through, completely through the transformation, no longer are looking for that adulation as being a queen, a stage queen. They've pretty much moved on with their lives and become who they've always were meant to be. Now, there are those that have not gone all the way through, that have had some work done. Yeah, they still call themselves queens because they are still male, they are still female impersonators. But to answer your question completely honestly, sweetheart, you want to be a queen, you be a queen. We're all queens. Love you. Talk to you soon. Bye. Guess what time it is, everybody? It's special guest question time. I can't wait to see who it's from this week. The anticipation is killing me. It's from Lady Bunny. No, not that Lady Bunny, this Lady Bunny. Oh, I love Lady Bunny. You know, one of the best times I ever had with Lady Bunny was sitting in an office above a club, and we just got to sit there and talk, just the two of us. Not about anything at all, just got to sit there and relax and talk. And it was a wonderful, wonderful time. And I hope we get to do it again soon, because that's the best time. The parties are great, the clubs are great, the things she does to me when she's on stage, not so great. Well, here's Lady Bunny's question. We're both old enough to have lost many friends to AIDS. I find it very scary that HIV infection rates are climbing among GLBT youth. Many of them feel that the new drugs are a cure. but they aren't, and I'm deeply dismayed to see people barebacking so much online. What are your thoughts on barebacking / breeding and young people who throw caution to the wind? Why now, when we know how to prevent the spread of the virus, why don't they value their lives more than that? I bet all of you out there were thinking that Ms. Lady Bunny was going to write in a funny question. But there's something that a lot of you may not know about Bunny. She takes life and this world very seriously. She has very strong opinions on things, and I know that this is one thing that she does have a strong opinion on. So personally, I'm not surprised by her question. Lady Bunny, to answer your question, I agree. It's scary. One of the things I feel is that things are so different now. Another thing is that the youth today doesn't realize what was going on, 30 years ago. 30 years ago, when the AIDS virus broke out, people were dropping like flies. You know that, and I know that. And for the younger crowd out there, you need to know this. There still is no cure for HIV AIDS. There is no cure for it at all. Bunny, my darling, I know and I agree with you. It seems like a lot of people just don't care. That they think that there's this magic cure and that they can't get infected and it won't happen to them because they see so many healthy people living with this virus. So this is my biggest piece of advice for having fun and getting home safe, is going out with a friend who's got your back, a friend that you trust, a friend that will say, no, we're done, we're going home. This not only protects you from getting behind the wheel of a car while you've been drinking, but it also protects you from going home with somebody that you don't know and potentially ending up with a virus that could kill you. And that's the bottom line. This virus can kill you. There is no cure. I want you to value your life. Obviously, Lady Bunny wants you to value your life, and we're not the only ones. There are many, many out there that want you to value your life. So look at the past, look at the way things are now, and look for your future. You take care of yourself, you have fun, but you get home safe. If you want to find out all things Lady Bunny, where she's appearing, all her music, all her videos, and reading her blog, everything Lady Bunny, here's all your info to find her. You all have a good night. Do me a favor. Say it with me, everybody. You have fun and you get home safe. You take care. Good night.
He had a big uncut cock, like a lizard. When I pulled his foreskin back, it smelled just like cheddar. Like a cheese stick, like a cheese stick. I could not go down on his cheesy dick. It was not Monterey Jack, provolone, or feta, or American cheese. This was extra sharp cheddar. But I sucked his cheese stick, sucked his cheese stick. I held my nose and I sucked his cheesy dick. Give me a fucking break. Give me a minute while I catch my fucking breath and wipe the water from my